Welcome back everybody and welcome to another episode cycling across China. I'm currently in the city of Lijiang and slowly but surely it is time to head into the mountains up the Tibet Plateau. I'm now making my way towards the city of Shangri-La, and on the way there I should come across a really nice canyon, the so-called Tiger Leaping Gorge, which I'm gonna check out. And yeah, let's go! I actually spent the last 3 days here in Lijiang. First of all to edit some videos, but more importantly because I headed to the Public Security Bureau in order to extend my stay here in China. If you're a citizen of a fairly developed nation, chances are that you get a 30-day visa-free entry into China, unless you're a US citizen. And well, Lijiang is one of a few cities where you can actually extend this visa-free stay for another 30 days. So that's what I did. Took like 2 days. And now instead of having like 10 days left in my stay, I now got 40 days, which is awesome because I get to see a lot more of China. Yeah. Look at this, we got a really nice cycleway leading out of the city. Perfect. Awesome. And yeah, Lijiang, actually quite a big city. I believe like 1.5 million inhabitants. What's happening here?
Hi.
Ni hao, hello. We got a bit of a wetland right here. Very nice. And of course today I once again have headwind. Calm down. And the wind is quite cold here. Like the temperature is like 16 degrees, which is nice, but the wind is surprisingly cold. Maybe because it comes all the way down the Tibet Plateau. Hello doggy! Yeah. Some strong people here in the countryside. No need for a gym. Alright, I just climbed out of the Lijiang Valley and now I got quite a bit of downhill, and soon I should meet the Yellow River again, the Yangtze. Let's go! Let's go! What a view! And I put on the helmet for the first time in China, because a couple of days ago I read a report from another cyclist who crashed on exactly this road right here, because there was an oil spill or something, and we don't want that to happen. And just like that I made it to a new valley and we got some big snow-capped mountains ahead. Unfortunately covered by the clouds. And I'm back on the small roads riding through some villages. I was on the main road up there for a bit, but there's quite a bit of traffic up there. Mostly like tour buses and trucks. And I much prefer this cycling life right here. It's clearing up a little bit, and ahead you can see the Jade Dragon Snow Mountain, 5,600 meters tall, which is quite prominent as we are at 2,000 meters elevation right now here on the road. Beautiful, the big old Yangtze. Standing on top of the Yangtze. Let's go. Alrighty. I now got like 5 more kilometers until the Tiger Leaping Gorge. I did 75 kilometers so far, but haven't had any break for some lunch or something to eat. So I think I'm gonna do that now. Here should be some restaurants at the intersection. Not the nicest of roads here. Seems like most of it is tourism traffic, and the good thing is that it's in the opposite direction, because it's in the afternoon and I guess most people are leaving rather than arriving. Here we go, a first sneak peek of the gorge to our right. Alright, left the busy road behind, and now before I enter the gorge, gonna eat something here at the restaurant. Alrighty, I got myself some rice and some very fatty looking pork with some vegetables. Let's give it a try. Actually very tender. I like it. Alrighty, the food filled me up real good. Paid $8, so a bit more than usual, but it's a touristy place, so you expect it. And now let's enter the gorge, the Tiger Leaping Gorge, one of the deepest gorges in the entire world. And here we go. As you can see, it's all fairly well organized here. Here we have a statue of the tiger. So the legend goes that at some point there was a tiger who leaped across the river, the Yangtze River, to escape from some hunters or something like that. And that's where the gorge got its name from. And 2 really impressive bridges right here. The first one is for the highway, and the second one after is actually for the trains. So that's quite some impressive engineering right here. This is pretty crazy, I have to admit. Alright, 2 kilometer long tunnel it is then. But surprisingly there's not a whole lot going on. Probably because it's already quite late here. Quite a nice tunnel actually. I've been through worse. Tajikistan, I'm looking at you and your infamous death tunnels. Wow. Alrighty, now in here the daylight obviously vanishes quite quickly, so I booked myself a hotel room in like 2 kilometers, and tomorrow the weather forecast looks actually really nice. Now so far the weather forecast has been pretty inaccurate, so let's hope tomorrow it will be correct, some sunshine, and then I'll cycle the rest of the gorge. Alright, made it to my hotel right here. And this is my room, $20 a night, but the view alone is worth it. So yeah, pretty long day, and I'm excited for tomorrow. It should be just as beautiful, if not even more. So yeah, I'm gonna head to bed and see you then. Good night. Good morning. The weather forecast was actually right. Got a nice sunny day with blue skies. But I think it might be a bit difficult for the camera to capture the gorge because of the high contrast now. It is extremely windy today though. Anyway, I'm now gonna cycle towards the entire gorge, and then I will slowly begin the climb towards Shangri-La, which is at like 3,400 meters of elevation. And yeah, should be an exciting day. Amazing. Unfortunately, it is too windy to fly my drone here. Alrighty, we got a little viewpoint right here, and here you can really see the scale of the gorge. Those mountains right there, up to 5,600 meters tall, while the river is at like 1,800 meters. So that's quite a stark difference. Wow. Let's check out the other side. Amazing. Up there you can see some more snow-capped peaks. And that direction is also the Tibetan Plateau. This road definitely is a bit sketchy though. You can see by the condition and the rocks right here that occasionally there's some proper rockfall right here. Let's hope it's not gonna happen today. Time for some switchbacks along some very contemporary building right here. Alright, I'm slowly reaching the end of the gorge. How spectacular! Probably my second most favorite gorge I've been to. The first one remains the unnamed one I found in Afghanistan, where the mountains weren't as high, but the valley was like less than 100 meters wide, and then the mountain walls were totally vertical. It was just incredible. But this isn't bad either. And here we actually have an example of a recent landslide right here. This can definitely cause some proper destruction. Don't even want to imagine what an earthquake here will look like. Oof. And that was the Tiger Leaping Gorge. Very nice, can recommend it. Now we got another tunnel here ahead to leave the gorge. And here we go. The whole place was actually much less busy than I expected. You know, many of the top Chinese tourist attractions are totally overcrowded, but this one, honestly, not so much. Great. We got a helicopter rescue right here. Good to know that that's available. And here we have a nice view of the gorge from a distance. And now I got a pretty big climb ahead from 2,000 to 2,900 meters. I'm gonna try to reach the town of Sanba today, because apparently there are some other attractions, like some interesting water pools there. So yeah, let's go. Wow, what a view right here, overlooking the valley and the Yangtze. And also you really have to give props to the people building the roads here, zigzagging up the mountain all the way up there. You wouldn't think it's possible, but it is. But not great roads to drive on if you have vertigo. That's for sure. All around an incredible scenery right here. That big snow-capped mountain, and then on the mountain face, all these small houses. Okay, I still have quite a bit of climbing, but not much water left. But there is a small stream here, or waterfall, which I'm gonna filter and drink. Because I didn't take the main road, which is all the way up there, I now gotta push up these super steep village roads right here. And another helicopter. I think it's actually not a rescue helicopter, but rather a wildfire emergency relief thingy. Oh, this is taking a while, but I'm almost at the next village where there should be some restaurants. I'm gonna have lunch. Finally made it to the town of Haba. Let's find a restaurant here. Here we go. Ni hao. Hello. And let's check the menu.
Okay, I had a nice meal of pork and rice, but I think I'm gonna call it a day here because I'm having a bit of a hay fever episode. I'm at the rate of like 1 sneeze per minute or so. I guess I must have cycled through some wheat or something I'm allergic to. And yeah, if I go in a hotel here, I can wash my clothes, wash the pollen off, and yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think there's actually a hotel like right here, so well, that's how it goes sometimes.
Okay, I got a pretty cozy room here for just $11 a night. I think that's a great deal. So yeah, another really nice day comes to an end. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It's another really nice day here in the mountains. And today I got a lot more climbing. As per usual, I'm feeling a little bit better than yesterday in the afternoon, but I can definitely still feel my allergies. So yeah, hopefully it's not gonna get much worse during the day. Let's go. Really nice view of the mountains here. So that main mountain ahead is the Haba snow mountain, 5,400 meters tall. Honestly, almost feels taller than that. And now quite a bit of downhill until the town of Sanba. And we got another nice viewpoint over here and more big mountains in the distance. And the Yangtze cuts through this valley right here, but it's so deep that you can't even see the river. Awesome view, but the headwind today is pretty insane. Once again, I need to pedal on the downhill here. Okay, I made it to Sanba, and there should be another attraction here, some natural water pools, which I'm gonna check out. Here we go, this should be it. Alright, let's have a look. The good thing about China is, of course, you don't really have to worry about theft because of the cameras everywhere. So you can just leave your bike anywhere pretty much. Alright, you have to buy a ticket, which I just did, 30 yuan, which I guess is not too bad. It's like $4. Hello, doggy.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up? Qima.
Chima.
Hey.
Okay, whatever that means. Okay, thank you.
Horse ready.
What?
Horse.
Horse?
Ready.
Ah, I don't need a horse. I'm good, thank you. I'm too heavy probably.
我以为是马弄的头了。要马吗？
No need.
要马？去逛的。
So the official name of the place is Whitewater Terrace, and it's a short trek to get there. And here we are. Look at those colors, beautiful. So these are all calcium terraces that were created naturally, and the water also flows naturally down there, and the rich minerals give it this bright blue color here. Very nice. Alright, awesome. I've actually been to a quite similar place to this in Turkey, like 3 years ago, when I first started my bike trip. There's a place called Pamukkale, and it's pretty much the exact same natural phenomenon. And over there it's also interesting that the Romans used to bath in these pools, but here that's probably not the case. Either way, I heard this site is also a really important religious site for the Naxi people, so that's interesting. And I also remember that place in Turkey quite well because it was quite expensive to get in, like $20. But there may or may not be a way to get in for free if you scramble up a hill in the southwestern point of it. You didn't get that info from me though. Okay, very nice place. Quite windy though. But now let's continue cycling. That was a pretty cool place, but now back to climbing up mountains on the bike from 2400 meters to 3100 meters now. So that over there is the mountain I have to overcome. This region is really nice because there are so many trees and forests here. Alright, almost made it to the top of the pass. Wasn't the most spectacular climb, mostly through the forest. But here we got another nice viewpoint. 3100 meters. And now a bit of downhill. And then the same thing once more. Next pass will be 3500 meters. And the one after that, 3700 meters. Let's go. And the next climb has begun, but I think I'm only gonna do half of the pass today and then camp at like 3200 meters, which would also be a good altitude for acclimatization, and there are no hotels here anyway. So yeah, another long day with lots of climbing. We got some first Tibetan vibes right here. That's funny, like these guardrails have these spinning prayer wheels on them. Okay, the sun is setting soon and I've been looking for a potential campsite, but no luck yet because there's not a lot of even ground here. Okay, I think I found a space. There's this steep logging road right here. I don't think any car is gonna pass through during the night. And all set up. Not the nicest campsite of all time, but we do have a small water stream running here. So I got drinking water and cleaning water. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today and for this video, because I think it's been running for a while. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to reach Shangri-La, which will be the last major city before I enter the remote bits of the Tibetan plateau. So that should be really exciting. And yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, give the video a like if you like, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.